You're listening to a Cult Talk Network podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to Cult of Campbell. I'm Ty.
I'm Michael.
And this is our Valentine's Day special.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I stepped all over your snap.
That's fine.
It's 9 a.m., Tyler. Why are you drinking?
It's Valentine's Day.
Is that a reason?
Some
Do people drink at 9 a.m. on Valentine's Day?
It's not 9 a.m.
It's like, God damn, I got to deal with my wife today. I need to crack this beer. That's just part. Is that part of your alarm in the mornings?
It is not. Yeah, I just have a.
You have your wake up alarm. Then you have one that says, take your first drink so you don't get the shakes.
Breakfast beer.
It's a thing.
I'm sure it is.
You can Google it.
I'm sure it is. Nowhere near as refreshing as a shower beer, I'm sure. That's a good way to indulge.
I still don't understand. I understand the concept.
You wouldn't until you had one. A shower beer is quite refreshing.
Well, I don't like beer.
I know.
I like good things.
Oh, beer's plenty fun. What are we watching today, Mike? Since it is our Valentine's Day special. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so we're getting people in the mood, getting them excited for Valentine's Day. What are we watching?
What's Valentine's Day about?
Love,
and we are watching The Love Bug.
I should have been all edgelordy, been like commercialism. The corporations exploiting people's feelings.
It's a made-up holiday.
Yeah, I would have sounded like I had some originality.
You probably got some fans.
Yeah, probably would have. Yeah. And made that my personality. That would be cool.
But
I love when people do that.
Bruce Campbell, 97?
1997.
Yeah. Love Bug.
The first appearance of Herbie in 15 years at that point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was that kind of a gap.
Yeah. I guess the last appearance of Herbie was in the television series Herbie the Love Bug. You know how many episodes Herbie the Love Bug, the television series, lasted?
5.
5. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was a guess.
5 episodes, yeah.
I was like, it's either really low or just some kind of weird long
5 episodes that show lasted.
I wonder why it failed.
I don't know.
Just no one likes a car that doesn't talk but kind of talks.
I guess. I wonder if it was just one of those shows where it wandered around, make people fall in love. I imagine is what the concept was.
Well, because it wasn't originally. What was the show called? Was it called Love Bug?
Herbie the Love Bug.
Herbie Love Bug. Because he wasn't always called Love Bug. I don't think.
I don't think so.
It was just like Herbie, like for the most part.
It's listed as the Love Bug franchise.
Maybe I'm an idiot.
His first appearance was the Love Bug.
Okay, I'm just a fucking idiot.
So it's always been an aspect of that character.
Bringing people together.
Yep. His last appearance, this was the penultimate appearance of Herbie. He'd have one more appearance after this in the 2005 film Herbie Fully Loaded, which starred Lindsay Lohan.
Which I think I watched once.
I don't think I ever watched it.
I don't remember, because I remember this one, Bruce Campbell one, being the one I mostly grew up with, because we had it on VHS back in the day.
This might have been the only Herbie movie I think I've ever seen as well.
I think I watched the other ones, but the other one, if I remember right, it's been so long. I mean, what are they from, the 60s or something?
I think they're 80s movies, I think.
Are they? That's like 60s.
Possibly. Let's see. The first appearance was in, let's see here. His first appearance was in The Love Bug. Yeah, 1968.
Yeah, old films I don't hardly remember. I just remember being mainly based around racing. Like it was just like a racing bug.
There's 6 films total. You got The Love Bug, 1968. Herbie Rides Again, 1974. Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, 1977. Herbie Goes Bananas, 1980. This film, The Love Bug, 1997. And Herbie Fully Loaded, 2005.
That's enough for me to do a spin-off podcast called The Love Bug.
Well, he has a bunch of other appearances. He was made an appearance in the Mickey Mouse Club series. There's an animated version of him in The House of Mouse.
Was it always Disney?
I believe so.
Just a little Disney live action. I mean,
yeah,
I guess it's in the same vein of like Chitty Bang and all that kind of stuff too. So.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. They should reboot it with Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, get Wiz Khalifa to do a soundtrack. A Love Bug.
I don't think this needs done.
Soundtrack. It'd be Vin Diesel and Cardi B in her first starring role as they navigate the world of street racing. While also their feelings toward each other.
Man, that franchise is still going on.
And instead of a Volkswagen, Herbie would be like a Dodge Challenger or something. Like just fucking souped up.
I don't think we need that.
I'm honestly surprised in reading about this there isn't like a in production reboot.
I don't know if it'd have the draw, really. It's kind of like...
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
All right, you're right. That's fair. So starring
Disney did a fucking series on Willow. Who was asking for a Willow series?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, they did a National Treasure series. Sans Nicolas Cage.
Okay.
Disney doesn't care. They own the IP. They'll put it on there. It'll be an 8-part Disney Plus exclusive.
They're just doing it to keep the trademark copyright and all.
Yeah, of course.
So starring Bruce Campbell, who else was in this?
This also starred. Oh, hang on, I was reading about something else. There's also a knockoff series called Superbug. It's a German knockoff series, but basically the same thing. A white beetle, number 53. Apparently it makes a cameo in it throughout the series, but it's never mentioned.
Car makes a cameo? I guess
throughout the series, but it's never directly called Herbie. So this series, this movie also has kind of a mini pre-Mummy, I guess, collaboration between two members of the 1999 cinematic masterpiece, The Mummy, are in this. You have, alongside Bruce Campbell, you have Kevin J. O'Connor, who you will remember from The Mummy as Benny.
Was that the brother? No, Benny was the bad guy.
Benny, well, he wasn't the bad guy. He was the comedic protagonist, I would say. Or antagonist, the comedic antagonist. Then you have John Hannah, who played Jonathan, the brother.
Who keeps the same kind of accent. He's Scottish in this.
I assume that's his accent.
It probably is his accent. But he's Scottish in this. Wasn't he British in The Mummy?
I think so, yeah.
So that's just enough to keep it out of the same universe, I guess.
Yep.
I was hoping.
Now, this also has an appearance by the original actor, Dean Jones, who plays Jim Douglas, who was the original driver of Herbie in the Love Bug, the first movie, the 1968 film.
Nice.
So this movie, one of the things I found interesting about it is if you watch a lot of modern cinema, there is a new trend. It's not really a new trend, but maybe just like a prominent trend that we see a lot now. It's called the requel. Have you ever heard of a requel?
Is it like yes, I've heard it, but it's not prequel?
No, requel. So requel is a sequel / reboot.
Oh, okay.
Kind of think like that last Scream movie. How it was just Scream. It wasn't Scream 6.
Right.
Or Scream 5. It wasn't Scream 5. It was just Scream. And it treats it almost like a reboot of the series, but they do acknowledge the legacy cast of it. You had Cindy and Dewey and all them in it. This right here did a similar thing where it was almost an exact retread of the 1968 Love Bug movie, but they acknowledged that movie within this film.
Yeah.
Or they acknowledged the events of that, and even have the legacy cast, as you would see in these prequels. Dean Douglas comes in, or Jim Douglas. The character Jim Douglas comes in, and we get to see they have the moment where he sits down in the car and they establish the legacy and things like that. So this follows all the tropes of like the modern day requel trend.
So it's not a new thing. It's been going on. It's just really getting hammered in these days.
Yeah. Now it's more of a prominent thing.
Right, because that's probably true for the people that were like the older people that were really into Herbie. Like that probably was like a big deal to see him in that car again to say Herbie. Yeah. I could see that. But yeah, the old generation get that, but we couldn't get the 3 people on the screen at the same time and scream. Like
they were all in there, weren't they?
Not at the same time. They was never on screen all together.
Oh, wow.
All 3 of them.
I guess didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it was rude.
It was kind of a forgettable movie, but
moving on. Any special thing about directors? How did Bruce probably get this? Is there any kind of weird connection? No,
there's nothing I see like as far as like Bruce got this because of anybody I'm noticing. It was directed by Peyton Tucker Reed is his name, and apparently he's still working today. He is even looks like he actually directs the Ant-Man movies now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it looks like
come a long way.
He has a couple credits on The Mandalorian, which is a pretty big show.
Now you were talking about the Gold Rush film. Did that become before or after this?
It came after. He directed Back to the Future, the series, so that's interesting. He looks like he's still directing pretty prominent stuff today, so that's good on him.
You guys start with Bruce Campbell and The Love Bug.
It not like it was a start, but it was pretty prominent. He looks like he was in the Computer at War Tennis Shoes, which is a Disney movie that starred Kirk Cameron.
All right. So
Kirk Cameron.
Anything else? Do you see a budget for this film or no?
No, I don't see a budget on this here flick. This is a made for TV movie as part of the wonderful world of Disney. Wonderful World of Disney.
There you go.
Which was straight like kind of like it was. People hear me talk all the time about Sci-Fi Saturdays.
Yeah.
Where it was this like evening where they would have a made-for-TV, low-budget film branded with the Sci-Fi Channel. That was basically the idea between Wonderful World of Disney, is that it was just these straight-to-video Disney flicks. Bruce did another one, which we might do here at some point, called Gold Rush, starring Alyssa Milano and Bruce Campbell.
Don't even see her boobs.
No, I don't see her boobs.
Disney, you're slacking.
Well,
I don't think Disney's ever done anything like that. Well, I guess they had the Little Mermaid penis up,
Yeah, that wasn't their decision. They had back in the day Hollywood Pictures, which was their more like adult oriented stuff. I'm sure there was some. Well, there were some boobs in there in those movies, but
neither here nor there. So I got some quick little 5 things about this film just to have something. I haven't quite.
Let's hear them.
Haven't quite read them through yet, so we'll learn together, shall we? Bruce Campbell's character, Jim Douglas, was originally written as a down-on-his-luck race car driver.
His name's Jim Douglas, and his name's Hank Cooper.
Oh, who's Jim Douglas?
Jim Douglas is the Legacy guy.
Oh.
Which I understand, this is basically a remake. They just changed the names. So Jim Douglas
so it's probably originally written, let me just read the rest of it. It was originally written as a down-on-his-luck race car driver, which kind of is.
Yeah.
However, the filmmakers felt that Bruce's unique comedic style would bring something extra to the role and rewrote the part specifically for him.
Oh, nice.
So this is a made for Bruce role.
Role. It kind of shows.
The film was originally planned as a live action animated hybrid film. But the filmmakers decided to go with all live action after they saw the success of the Disney classic Mary Poppins. My reference is this referencing the 67?
You're referencing.
I think this is referencing the 67.
Yeah, that's right. Because I was saying Mary Poppins is out.
Hold on now. 30, let's go find a different list, guys. This is some bullshit.
40 years ago.
Hold on. I was like, that doesn't. Wow, 1997. Look at success of Mary Poppins. Let's do a.
Hey, Mary Poppins finally broke even.
Yeah, never mind that list, guys. Never mind that list.
Well, the first one was relevant.
Yeah, I guess. I ain't even gonna go. I deleted the list. It's gone. It's gone. We're not doing that. Tyler, just take us to the next segment. That's a bust.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, settle in. Hope you guys are having a good time and getting ready for your Valentine's Day excursions, whatever it may be. But for now, let's go ahead. Let's buckle up and let's get groovy.
Grab your boomstick and fire up the Delta. It's time for ACTION. Join the cult of Campbell. Groovy.
And if you're lucky a little later, I'll let you play with my boomstick.
The Love Bug, 1997, made for TV Disney flick. Mike, when's the first time you've seen it?
I had to be probably about around when it came out, because I remember we had it on VHS, so I had to be 8 years old or something like that, 8 or 9, probably watching this. Because I remember I'd watch it on my own too. I would myself would put it in to watch it. Long time I've known about this film, and I brought it up to you today to record it. You're like, well, I couldn't find it. And
yeah, I never will find it.
God bless us. We found it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Completely free if you guys want to watch it.
We did. I'm surprised. I've looked for this on DVD and was able to find it because it got released on VHS. Yeah, I could not find DVD. I looked everywhere. I think it might have got released on DVD in a multi-pack, but I can't ever find it.
Oh, yeah.
I think. But no, first time I watched it, I think was, I had to have been when it was on VHS for sure. I know my grandma and my grandpa used to buy the VHSs for us. We had a bunch of grandkids, they had a bunch of grandkids, all of us. And this was definitely one I watched there. I think this is honestly the only Herbie movie I've ever watched, because I cannot recall anything else from these movies.
You remember nothing of it, huh?
I remember nothing of this movie or any of the other Herbie movies, but I know this was the only Herbie movie I'd ever seen. I can't tell you for sure if I watched the Lindsay Lohan one or not.
It was a lot more. They did a lot more. If I remember correctly, they did a lot more wackier CGI things with Herbie and that one. That was 2005, right?
Yeah, it was 2005. So that's when it was really kind of pushing the whole, every movie had to have a bunch of CGI in it. So
Right, that's fair. I just wonder what the draw was for Herbie as a film anyway, as a franchise, because how many, 6 films?
6 films total.
Wonder why it was such a big draw. Like,
It's a recognizable name. I mean, anytime you see a Volkswagen, don't you just think Herbie?
I do, I guess.
Yeah, even me, I'm not a big Herbie fan. I've never even, seen any of the movies. But every time I see a Volkswagen Bug, I immediately think of Herbie. So I imagine just that resonates, This right here was clearly like a legacy sequel, remake, reboot thing. So I think they were just hoping to, capture that feeling of maybe grandparents or parents who grew up with Herbie can watch with their kids.
Right. I'm pretty sure the last scene of this film, which we'll get to, is like, I think that also happened in like the older version.
From what I understand, aside from the introduction of Horus, the hate bug, this was pretty much basically a remake of the original movie.
Oh, like might as well almost be a shot for shot kind of thing.
I think at the beginning at least.
Okay.
And then they introduced that horror, a lot of the elements anyways, like the whole Herbie locking the two in the car.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff.
Just bringing people together.
Killing them with carbon monoxide. One of the two.
So the movie starts with, what was his name from The Mummy?
From The Mummy, that is John Hannah. And in this movie, he plays a superstar.
Formula One racer.
Yes.
He's now racing in other circuits.
He calls them like small cars. Apparently he got caught cheating.
Yeah, so I can't remember why
because he's a psycho. He's a egomaniac, basically. But this actually starts out with Jim Douglas, played by Dean Jones from the original, telling us the story of Herbie, the Volkswagen.
Catching the kids up.
And then we're introduced to Simon Moore III, played by John Hannah. And he has somehow acquired Herbie and is racing him and comes in dead last.
I think it's just because Herbie didn't like him.
I think that's the implication, is that Herbie just did not, because Herbie has, I guess, a good judge of character. So he was not keen on Simon Moore the third. So came in dead last, and Simon tells his sidekick, get this car, junk it. I don't want to ever see it again.
The end of the line, pal.
The end of the line.
Gets towed away.
I like how they always refer to Herbie as a little car. They always like a little car. They constantly always call him the little car.
Oh yeah,
which fits. But I don't know. I noticed that they constantly call him little car.
It's just a little car.
It's a little car. He's just a little car. So he takes him off. They take him off presumably to a junkyard, and that's where we're introduced to Hank Cooper, played by Bruce Campbell. 3 minutes into the movie, and we get to see Bruce. So
get to see the chin himself real quick.
See him, right in there. And he is a mechanic, and he basically works this auto shop that's not doing so great. His boss tells him hey, you're about to get the boot unless you compete in the second annual Big Fix Off.
And basically this race, what they have to do, all these mechanics come together. And they call number one at a time. You draw a number to see in what order you get to pick a car. So, call one, guy goes up, stands to a car. This is one he's going to try to fix up for this 1 lap race.
Yep.
And Bruce's sidekick guy, who's the other mummy guy.
Yeah. That's,
what's his name?
Rodney, I believe is his name.
Yeah, he's like, why is no one picking that car? And Bruce is like, well, it's a piece of junk. I'm like, it makes me think back to high school. I was always the last one picked and whatnot. And Bruce's number gets called, number 7, I believe. And he goes and picks this little car, this little piece of junk, to be the one he's going to try to fix up. Because I don't know how long it gave them, probably an hour or two or something.
Yeah, it was timed, yeah.
And they had to fix the car up. And it just one lap around with these cars, they fixed up. And he's sitting there fixing it. And Herbie starts beeping at him, trying to tell him what to fix. I think it was a carburetor or something was wrong.
A catalytic converter. I don't know.
Spark manifold
plugs,
or
he needed his windshield wipers topped off.
Flux capacitor was busted.
Tires were inverted.
Yeah, because the Herbie beeped and the guy was like, it sounded like he said this. And he's like,
so Rodney, played by Kevin J. O'Connor, he basically thought the movie is the voice of Herbie. He understands Herbie very well, and he'll just Herbie beeps and Rodney will kind of translate for him. oh, he's saying this. Like, he just somehow understands him. Rodney is like he's an artist, like a sculpture artist.
Yeah, he works with like junk.
Yeah, works with junk. He's the one that got Hank the job at the mechanic shop. But yeah, he basically becomes the voice of Herbie throughout the movie.
Which somebody had to be. I wouldn't understand those beeps. Some you could. Some are very blatant, but you know.
Yeah, they're there.
So he gets it fixed up, and they go to start this race, and they do the countdown, and all these cars, like they just some of them just explode before they can't even wave the flag, and some other cars' tires burst, and then they wave the flag, and a lot of the cars take off, and Herbie won't start. He's just sitting there not starting, and guys yelling for him to get there was like 3 or 4 cars left on the line, and they were getting him out of there, and tow truck was coming to pick up Herbie, and What's Bruce Campbell's?
Hank Cooper.
Hank was just like, come on, buddy. If you could just start for me, we both could use a break here. And just turns on, slams on the gas, and like does a wheelie around a quarter of the track. Yeah.
Herbie was very, very appreciative of Hank's kindness. He wasn't mean to him. He asked him nicely.
Yeah.
So he got off and took him around the track, and they won. And that was the prize was that you got to keep your junker. If you won, you got to keep it.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
But the bigger draw of it was that the shop got put on display. It's like, who do you work for? And there's like whatever Chuck's shop or something.
I have no idea.
It was something. I'm bad as the bad guy. He couldn't remember either.
Yeah, it was Chuck was the guy that played it. Chuck was played by Clarence Williams III. I know him best from the Reindeer games, but he is most famously from the Mod Squad TV show from the 60s. He's also in Purple Rain, Tales from the Hood. He's in there very prominently.
Oh, yeah. He was like the guy telling all the tales.
Yeah, he was basically the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Hood. American Gangster. But yeah, I know him best from Reindeer games, just being a fucking asshole in that. But yeah, he's been in a lot of shit. Merlin was his name in Reindeer games, but yeah, he was in a lot of stuff.
So he gets to take let's talk about the judges real quick, I guess. So happens that the judges of this race, why they needed judges?
I don't know. It seemed like the race pretty much judged itself. It's like you fixed it and you won.
Yeah, because there's some guy, he just owned some team, and he wanted it turned out that he just wanted some kind of like clown show with this car or whatever.
Yep.
And the other judge was the bad guy. I forget his name.
Simon Moore the Third.
Horrible with these names.
Simon Moore the Third.
Simon, he was like, "Why? How's that car able to do that? It wouldn't do that shit for me." He's like, "Something's up with it." And the other one is lady. She writes.
Alex Davis.
Reporter
Alex Davis.
Reporter Alex Davis writes for a magazine or something. And
she's played by Alexandra Wentworth.
And she also used to date
Hank Cooper.
Yeah.
Man, she doesn't have a lot. Looking at her filmography, she doesn't have a lot. She's a comedian. She was in one episode of Seinfeld. She was in Office Space, the Mike Judge movie from the 1999.
You used to feel for that movie.
Huh?
You used to feel for that movie like, it's accurate.
It's very relatable. If you ever worked in an office, it's very relatable. Yeah, she was in Living Color. Apparently, she's not for 6. She was a main cast member in Living Color. So
she seems familiar to me. I just wouldn't be able to place her anywhere.
Seinfeld, Jerry Maguire. She's in Jerry Maguire. Yeah, that's where you know her from. But yeah, she's not in a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, she apparently her and Hank had a thing in the past that didn't work out. So
yeah, and Hank, he lets the third, whatever the fuck his name is, let him know. It's like
Simon.
Hank lets Simon know. It's like, yeah, I thought you recognized me. He's like, why would I recognize you? He's like, well, I used to race. I used to race with you. He's like, did you ever beat me? He's like, well, no. Like, oh, that's why I don't pay attention to people that I just throw in the dust. So I just made Bruce, feel bad.
Asshole. Yeah, what an asshole.
And he goes up to the next girl and he's like, well, hopefully you remember me. He's like, yeah, I do. And so there's some bad blood there.
Yep. Now they end up taking a little ride because Alex just can't believe that this little car can go that fast. She can't believe a small car like that can go that fast. And
yeah, because no one wants to believe that Hank just fixed it up. Like
right.
He's like, because that's what he kept. Because he didn't know.
Right.
He was just like, well, stock it couldn't, but after I fixed it up, it was able to do whatever. I'm like, okay, but even his tone and mannerisms, like he's full of shit.
Yeah. So Hank and Alex, they decide to take a little ride in Herbie, and Herbie starts driving itself. takes him on this wild ride, almost takes him off a cliff.
Now imagine if Herbie was just like a little clumsy. They're just fucking dead. Just over. Movie over.
Because he does put the tires to the edge. Like it's like it stops like the last possible millisecond. And
they're just locked in this car.
They're locked in there, and they have to start working out their relationship issues. That's the same exact scene, almost shot for shot, they did in the original movie with Jim Douglas and Carol Bennett. So it's pretty much like the exact same scenario.
And she was like, because he broke up with her, I guess. And she was like, yeah, why did you break up with me or whatever? He's like, well, you just talk about racing too much. Oh, she's like, well, I'm sorry. You're a race car driver. Like, here's a bit of advice. How about you just don't blow a girl off that shows interest in your interest? Like, well, you kept talking about how I was crashing and losing. Like, I don't want to hear that all the time. I guess she wasn't very empowering or anything. So, who's in the right, Ty? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Were they on a break? You know.
Yeah, I think they were on a break. They were on a little break. It was a little misunderstanding. They just needed a classic Ross and Rachel break. That's all it was. That's all it was. You know, I only know that reference because there's a person in my apartment complex that has a.
They have the rug or something?
They have the rug, that doormat. It's the only way I know that reference.
They were on a break.
They have the rug. It's like it's a delivery rug where Ross and Rachel on a break. Yes and no. Put your deliveries on it. That's the only thing. We need to make one. We need to get some merch. Bruce Campbell, Groovy, not Groovy rugs.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Let us know if you want that.
Yep. Let us know. We'll consider it.
We'll consider it.
We'll consider it.
Oh no! I'm being attacked.
Yeah, these dogs, these Calta Campbell animals, or these cult talking animals,
God damn
just
it.
love to interfere with the mic stuff. If it's not Gypsy pulling the thing off the table, it's Shy
jumping all over your lap.
right across it.
Hi, Shy. Anyway, where do we go
She
next?
has some opinions on the movie as well.
The car actually shut off anyway. Moving on.
Shy. Well, take it over, Shy.
Are you kidding me?
She's got it.
She just wants me to pet her.
No, she's taking over. Groovy or not groovy, Shy?
She ain't having it. So after they get talking for a little bit, Herbie's like, all right, we done some damage here. We made him talk. And they let the car starts up and allows Hank to drive it. Like, gives control back.
Yeah. So they go back. This also, so Roddy, we talked about Roddy earlier, played by Kevin J. O'Connor. He knows almost immediately there's something special about Herbie. And he's, like I said, he understands Herbie. He's able to translate for him. And he's trying to convince Hank, like, this car, like, this car is like special. And for whatever reason, it likes you a lot. And Hank is very dismissive. Doesn't want, he doesn't see cars that way or whatever. Now, he convinces with the whole reconciliation thing he does with Alex. Hank and her decide they're going to go on a date. They're going to go on a little date to an art gallery, out to dinner to an art gallery.
Which I don't even know if that was the plan.
I don't know if that's where it ended up because Roddy,
he said he promised his friend, he promised like letting her know when she showed up. It's like, yeah, I promised I'd show up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think they went and like ate food or something.
They did go to dinner. Alex had to pick it up because she put it on the magazine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she put it on the company card because it was technically an interview.
Nice.
So
tax write off.
Yeah, tax write off. They go to the show and Roddy has brought Herbie to the art show. He's showing off Herbie.
Yeah, I think the thing he made is still there beside it, but everyone's just like mesmerized by Herbie there, and there's like this couple are like thanking him as like saying it's beautiful. And everything.
I wonder if that's Trendy Man and Trendy
it had to be
in the credits.
Yeah, I think in the credits it was like Trendy Guy and Trendy Gal.
Yeah, that's probably Trendy Guy and Trendy Gal.
Yeah.
At this museum, there's also Simon. Simon's there.
Yep.
Simon Moore the Third. Simon Moore the Third. He's there, and he is just an unbelievable asshole in this whole thing.
Yeah, he's just trying to check out the car again. Like, why is it able to do that? Because I guess we forgot when they were driving around, it did like he witnessed Herbie do like hydraulic type shit too, like jumping off the ground and everything. Yes. So he just wanted to go check out the car again. And he's like, I know it's just, there's something going on with it.
And he hops right in the car against Roddy's protest.
Yeah. Locks himself in there
and pops the key out, takes the key, which the key confused me. Cause like I'm very confused. So the key was implied like, oh, it needs a key to start, but it doesn't because it's like driving around without a key. But then when it's this whole movie is a lot of like convenience stuff. It's a lot like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where there's a conflict and you're like, oh man, this conflict. Thank goodness there's a resolution right here.
Glad that's over. That was rough. 30 seconds.
Man, I'm getting a little nervous with this conflict. It's a good thing I got the resolution right here. Thank God. And just patch that up really quick.
Yeah,
that's a lot of what the movie is. The key confused me. Cause like the key, he pulls it out, and I think, oh man, like now they can't start Herbie. But no, Herbie drives Roddy home. I didn't understand what the point of the key.
Even Bruce Hank was like, "How'd you get home without?" Because he was there trying to find the key for one of the judges came by. And this is where he found out he was just wanting Herbie for a sideshow or whatever.
Yeah. Guy with a shark car for some reason, randomly.
Yeah, I had to rewind it so Tyler could see it. I was like, look at this car this guy's driving.
The guy has a freaking shark car out of nowhere, and it's never explained or seen again.
Yeah, I don't know what business he owns. A shark car is relevant, but he has I mean, yeah. Would you drive it?
I'd drive it.
Yeah,
cool. I mean, if you want to know what we're talking about, watch the entire 1997 Herbie the Love Bug movie. You'll know what we're talking about. Quick reference for you.
But he couldn't get the car started for the guy, and Hank asked, names.
Roddy.
Remember
names.
I can't remember names. So Hank asked Roddy, it's like, how'd you get home last night? He's like, well, Herbie drove me. I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, well, why won't he start for me? Like, well, he doesn't want to be a sideshow.
Yeah.
And, Bruce kind of tells the guy to screw off because he thought he was going to be like part of this guy's driving team and such. And basically tells him, go away.
Yeah, he just needed a little clown car to entertain the fans at the halftime or something like that. That's all he wanted.
And and then Chuck, he was like, sorry, Hank, I didn't know that's what it was. When he invited him over or whatever.
I mean, hell, it still worked out. I mean, the whole little fix-off thing worked out pretty good for the shop.
Yeah, they had so much business they couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah. So also, rewind it back a little bit during the whole scene with Simon at the art gallery, and he locks himself into Herbie. Hank actually gets him out of the car. They have a little scuffle, little disagreement, not like a fight or like that. But Simon notices on Herbie, there's a little nameplate that basically tells who it was built by. It was built by a man named Dr. Gustav Strumfeld. Strumfel is his name.
Sounds Nazi if I ever heard his name.
It does sound. Well, he's played by a Jewish guy, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He played by Harold Vernon Goldstein.
Yeah, not Nazi anymore. Nope. Sorry, everyone.
Nope. He's a 5-time Emmy Award nominee.
Oh, really?
5 times. Yeah.
For this film?
No. He's apparently been in over 300 television shows, 20 major motion picture productions, and 100 stage plays.
A major guy just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. I'm trying to find out because his name is Harold Gould is his stage name. And we have in here another actor, Dana Gould, who plays the sidekick of Simon Powell III, and I'm wondering if they are related at all. I'm trying to find out here if they are. It does not say they are, so it might just be a
coincidence.
Just a coincidence. It looks like it's just a coincidence. So
just common name, Tyler.
Just is.
Let it go.
Yeah, just a common Jewish name in the acting world. He actually is a writer and producer of The Simpsons. So
finding all these weird connections going on right now.
Here. I don't know why this didn't lead to Bruce being on The Simpsons. That's one thing I think is alluded to Bruce.
Has he never been on The Simpsons?
Never been on The Simpsons. I would say The Simpsons. Yeah, right. The Simpsons and Saturday Night Live, I feel like, are two things that Bruce needs to accomplish.
He has just been on just that line of just being just big time famous, so close. Yeah. I don't know what role would put him. I don't know what he needs because he should just be there. Honestly, he should be a guy when you tell people Bruce Campbell. There's a lot of people I still talk to well, I think I know who that is. And,
yeah, that's the way it always is. Burn Notice. I always go to Burn Notice. People usually pick that up. But yeah, the fact he's never been on The Simpsons or Saturday Night Live is two things I think Bruce needs to tick off the old bucket list.
Maybe it's by choice. Maybe he has a grudge against somebody at Simpsons.
Probably the Dana Gould.
Yeah.
Maybe some bad, some drama happened behind the scenes.
Some bad blood.
Love bug.
Hate to see it. What happened after that?
So after this, Simon Moore tells his little sidekick, played by Dana Gould, go find this scientist. Go find Dr. Strumfeld. I want you to go to Germany and find Dr. Strumfeld. Well, within the next couple of minutes, turns out Dr. Strumfield isn't in Germany.
Damn, is he dead?
No.
He
like lives down the street.
Yeah.
Right down the street.
How fucking convenient.
He's just right down here. Like, you want to meet him? Let's take a walk down the street. They find Dr. Strumfield, bring him to the I guess Simon Moore's lair.
I think it's like his facility, like while his father is more like it, but it's where like he gets his cars worked on and everything. It's his office.
Like a gigantic automotive factory for some reason.
You might as well call it a lair for intensive purposes.
It's a lair. Dr. Strumfield tells him the whole story about how he created the original Herbie, which is this Herbie. Everything that went to it, he had to use all these magical ingredients.
He used a giant cauldron to stir the metal.
Had a giant cauldron that he stirred it with a giant wooden spoon, like it's just bubbling and throwing
like a witch. This man's a witch.
That's basically what it was. And he ends up creating Herbie. And the secret ingredient was a picture of his wife.
Yeah.
It needed to have a very personal object infused with its material.
And he's like, I have nothing to back it, but I believe all the love I felt for my wife went into that car from that picture.
And Simon Moore tells him, you're going to make me a car, and I have a giant factory to do it in. Dr. Strumfield says, well, I need a something that you love very, very much to be the secret ingredient. And Simon Moore's secret ingredient is a picture of himself.
Yeah. And then he got all of his own mechanics up so they could add the modifications to the car that
he wanted.
The doctor was making.
Yeah, we'll see all those play out in the final battle. And guess what happens?
What happens?
They create a Herbie, but it's not like Herbie. This one is black.
It's black.
Black.
They
black as night.
Yeah, black as night.
Black as night. Not racially black. The color black.
They did make it accidentally a white versus black kind of film there.
They did.
Between cars. I mean,
it was the 90s. It was a different time.
Just
people weren't as socially in tune.
There was some misogyny going on.
There was some open misogyny, maybe some racial undertones. I think we're kind of creating this narrative for. I don't think that the implication was ever for Herbie to be this.
It was just supposed to be the opposite of Herbie.
I think it's more just like that. Classic archetypal black versus white. The collars, good versus evil.
Wouldn't that be crazy to just later find some interview with the writer or something? He's like, this is white's blacks. I mean, it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, it was great. That's what I was going for. I was I'm surprised it got past Disney.
I would hate to, because I like this movie. I'd hate to have to stop watching it to find out that was the actual propaganda in it.
Well, I would hate it too because I'm a big fan of Bruce Campbell. I'd hate to.
It's like Bruce, did you know this?
I don't think that was the point.
No, I don't think so. It was just supposed to be the classic good versus evil.
Right.
We get a whole speech about it later from the sidekick.
We do. And this hate bug, what's its name, Mike?
I forgot. I missed his name.
You cannot remember names.
I missed his name altogether.
It's Horace.
Horace? Yeah, I missed that altogether.
Horace the hate bug.
Yeah, I missed that one altogether.
Wow. They say it a few times. I think you told me the name of it.
Maybe. Yeah. Who knows? I don't live here. I just
it's still early. It's only 9 a.m.
You're on your fifth beer. It's going good.
My fifth beer, yeah.
At least you can remember names.
Yeah, you haven't woken up yet. You crack you a beer and wake you up.
So Horace, where did they pick Horace from?
I don't know. Horace, Herbie, I don't know. That's
just another H name.
I guess. And Horace hunts down Herbie. Hunts him down because I think Herbie's looking for his key. Is that what he's out roaming by himself?
No, he got Hank made him feel bad.
Oh yeah, they got in a fight. Yeah, they got in a fight. So
stupid car taking credit for everything Hank's done, and he runs off. Hank's like, I just gotta get out of here. Like, what do you mean out of here? He's like, I don't know. I just gotta get away from a car taking all of my credit or whatever, or outshining whatever he said. And it made Herbie feel bad. And when Hank came back, he was like, "Where's the car?" He's like, "Yeah." Made him feel bad. He left. So the car's just out roaming the streets, just being sad.
And it runs into Simon Moore III and Horace.
Was Simon?
No, it wasn't Simon. It was his sidekick.
I thought it was just the car there.
No, it was his sidekick. Rupert was with him, played by Dana Gould. Rupert was there, and Horace just beats the shit out of Herbie. I'm assuming it's all done from Rupert's perspective. It's all his facial expressions going like ooh, ooh.
Well, you can't show you lose your PG rating. It's violent, Cars.
This car's beating the shit out of this.
Plus, they probably couldn't think of how to
this racially motivated attack.
It wasn't racially motivated.
But no, Horace beats the shit out of Herbie, and we see the aftermath of it. Bruce rolls up on it, and Herbie is just fucked up.
They probably just couldn't think how to show it. Really.
I guess, yeah. I mean, what's it going to be? It's like, how would you do it?
I feel like they could just be smashing into it, but no, like you said, the tires are torn off.
Yeah, and Horace is fine from what we see later. There's no damage to it. Like this car's beats the shit out.
Indestructible as far as we know at this point.
And I guess Bruce apologizes, and then most shockingly of all, we cut to the funeral of Herbie.
They're just burying the car.
Herbie dies. They're burying it in a giant crate. They're about to let it go, and then out of nowhere, Jim Douglas arrives with Dr. Stromfield.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Jim Douglas, star of the original. We get our legacy cast here.
Just like it was always meant to be.
Just like it was always meant to be. And he tells him, hey, you can save Herbie. We have to use every part from the original Herbie.
Makes me think of Longest Yard somehow.
Yeah, probably the same thing.
Same thing, yeah. It's not a new thing. That's fair.
He tells him that we can rebuild Herbie. We have to use every piece.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. It has to be all the same stuff. And they basically rebuild him.
They really did.
They reshape Herbie. They repaint him. Everything.
Being a mechanic in a mechanic shop, they didn't think to try to rebuild it themselves.
I know they gave up super easier. It's like, oh man, well fuck, bury it. And
that sucks.
This magic car that's alive, and just bury it.
Yeah.
No sense in saving it. And they do rebuild it, and we get this really nice scene, which I'm not a fan of the original. I don't think I've ever seen the original, but I could tell there was some significance to this scene where Jim Douglas, they're like, we don't have a key to start him. Because apparently all of a sudden you need a key, which
you didn't need before.
Didn't need before. It's just a weird thing. So he tells him well, good thing I keep a spare key on me for luck.
Yeah, just our other moments. Like, oh,
and
God.
He goes to hand it to Hank, and Hank tells him, no, you do it. You start it. Because this thing explodes from where I've shoddily put together.
I need you to die, not me.
I'm not risking my life getting this fucking... No, but he tells him, no, you do it. Jim gets in, starts the car. We get this really nice moment where he starts the car, and they're like, well, is it still Herbie? And he asks, he's like, Herbie, is that you? And Herbie, beeps and honks, and they're like, it's still Herbie. So Herbie's fixed, and we cut back to Simon Moore's lair, where fucking Horace is going nuts.
Yeah,
he's vibrating, he's growling all this shit, and Simon gets in the car, and Horace drives him to the shop, and we see that Herbie's been resurrected.
Yeah,
like Christ.
He's like, yeah, I see it.
This is our Christ allegory. He was dead for 3 days, then he rose from the garage, much like Christ from the tomb.
We didn't have Eric on this episode for a reason.
It's rubbing off. It's all there. It's all the pieces there.
It couldn't be a phoenix from the flames or anything.
No, it's Christ.
Okay.
It's Christ.
Okay.
Christ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. So he has to lock Horace.
All praise be to Herbie, Lord and Savior. Thy will be done, thy kingdom come.
Every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. Glory be to Herbie. Anyway, so Horace, the third guy.
Is that Robbie? Or is it Roddy?
No, the third.
Simon
the third. God damn it.
Remember names.
Simon the third. He has to actually lock down Horace. So he puts a thing on the, whatever it's called, on the steering wheel, so Horace can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He goes over and talks to Bruce.
Club.
What?
The club.
Yeah. And he goes over and talks to Bruce, and basically, I can't remember exactly what was said, but he was basically just giving him shit, and he
tells him, I want a race. Your little car versus my little car. And he tells him, this is your chance to redeem yourself, basically.
Yeah.
All the times that I've beaten you, here's your opportunity to beat me.
And Bruce gets up in his face. Hank gets in his face and just gets and
Simon just slaps him.
I think he uses a glove or something.
Yeah,
I think it's like the whole. But he does slaps Hank right in the face.
Slaps right across the face. And
you're just singing
glove slap, baby glove slap. That's from The Simpsons.
Oh,
Dana Gold might have produced that episode for all. He might have wrote it for all we know.
For all we know.
Could be a callback, a little cameo, a little Easter egg for all the Simpsons Herbie fans out there. So they challenged him. Yeah, he slaps Bruce in the face, and it just cuts.
Yeah, it was like we just leave the scene. Like we don't know how it ends or anything.
The scene, like you said, the scene doesn't end. We leave the scene.
Yeah.
The audience picks up and walks out.
Like, yeesh, this
is a little too tense for me.
I'm getting out.
Yeah, I came here to watch the little cars honking. I came here for people getting slapped in the face with gloves. So we go out of there, and then we cut right to the race. And it's not like a race that you would think. Like there's no pomp and circumstances. There's no like crowds.
I guess they had
the end.
I guess no one has seen Horace's car yet. Probably. So if we would have seen the conclusion of that scene, like they would have seen the car then.
Yeah, I wonder if something got cut.
Like we can't watch Simon walk to the car because they're not allowed to see the car yet.
Maybe it got cut. Maybe we need to see the Peyton Reed cut of the movie. Disney, release the Reed cut.
Let Reed tell a story.
Yeah, release the Reed cut. We're calling. I want all the fans.
Hashtag release the Reed.
Hashtag the Reed cut for Herbie, the Love Bug from 1997. It's time. Disney,
let us know what happened.
Get your hands off of it. We want to see the Reed cut.
Put this on your Cult Talks Conspiracy podcast if you don't mind. Just do some research on
the Reed cut. What happened to it? What are we missing?
What is Disney trying to hide?
Yeah, why are they why are they hiding the Reed cut? So no pomp and circumstances, and it's Horace versus Herbie, and these cars are like stray cats.
They are.
They're like,
they start shaking at each other. And Hank is just like, I'm here, Herbie. I'm here. Don't worry. Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? A car starts charging. Yeah. What the fuck are you gonna do, Hank? Very comforting. Thanks for being here, Hank. Get the fuck out of my way.
So Simon shows up and he tells him like, oh, plot twist. This is for pinks. If I win, I get your car. If you win...
Which they could easily just walk away at that point.
They could be like, fuck you, man.
That's not what this was.
I got a talking car. I don't need this shit. I'm gonna like license this thing. I'm gonna have brand deals out the ass. I don't need to race you on this fucking back road in California. I'm set. So we got cereal, we got cartoons, we're good. But no, they have to race him because Hank needs to get his pride back, and we get a furious, high octane, pedal to the metal race between these two cars as
there's points, yeah,
as they cruise at a moderate pace on this unoccupied California back roads, sped up footage.
It was pretty for the most part, it was very underwhelming.
It was a lot of driving around. Herbie is occupied by Hank, Alex, and Roddy. Horace is occupied by Simon and Rupert. There is a brief moment of conflict where Herbie gets a flat tire. Oh shit. And guess what? In Hank's reconstruction of Herbie, the one thing he forgot to add was the spare tire.
I forgot to fix that. Couldn't fix the spare tire.
But luckily, Roddy, our voice of Herbie, is a huffhead who huffs spray paint. who huffs spray paint and
just huffs nitrous oxide
he huffs nitrous oxide constantly. His brain has been rotted to the point where he can only communicate with cars.
Yeah, that's how he air quotes understands Herbie.
And they use his supply of spray paint that he brought with him because he can't go anywhere without huffing spray paint. So luckily he had a supply on hand. They use it to pump up the tire, which I don't think would work, but I don't know enough about cars to dispute that.
Right. I was more concerned about the attachments. Like, how are you going to attach this? Because it was spray paint for the sake of it. It was spray paint because he's an artist.
They huffs it.
So, like, how they connect it to the tire to air it up, I don't know. I think the spare tire was just flat was the problem.
I think, yeah, partially flat.
Because the other one blew out.
Yeah.
Because of modification 1, whatever that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it blew Herbie's tire because it was from the modifications that Simon's mechanics did to his car. Something where it slashed and destroyed Herbie's tire is what happened.
Right. Yeah, because Horace is a like Swiss Army knife at this point, and so they use the spray paint. They get on the road, and we also find out that one of Horace's other weapons is he has a couple grenades he can launch out of his
that
roof.
cracked you up.
It was so ridiculous. They're driving, this little attachment opens, like, what is that? And then starts launching these things, and Bruce is like, it's grenades.
Like he would know. Those are grenades, obviously.
He starts launching grenades out, and they dodge all those, but Horace isn't done. They're nearing the finish line, which is this dam, and Simon tells Rupert, put on your glasses, and they launch a laser that cuts Herbie in half, slices him clean in half. Alex and Hank on one side, Roddy on the other side, and
Roddy's on the non-steering wheel.
He's on the non-steering wheel side. They have a little back and forth, and what's Simon say? He has a line. It's like, oh, in true American fashion, they've become a drive-through.
Oh yeah,
and he's going to drive right through the middle of them.
Which he does. He gets between them, and
then
they see the finish line. There's a bunch of press and things up there, and Simon's like, "What's all that?" And then she's like yelling, the reporter.
Yep.
What's her name?
Alex.
Alex was like yelling. It's like, well, you said you want to be on the front cover of my magazine. You're like, well, you will be now, but you're going to be the loser. And like Bruce Hank points over to Roddy. He's like, points over, and he's like getting ahead of Horace and them.
And he ends up winning. He wins.
But Hank came in last still.
Hank did come in last. He did. Yeah, he did come in last.
Yeah, because I like that funny joke because, Simon and his sidekick get out. And he's like, he looks at Simon. He's like, second place. Not bad. He lost to half a car.
Horace is so angry, so hell-bent on anger of this Herbie.
Because it's good versus evil. Yeah, we skipped the whole speech. Jesus.
Yeah, Roddy has a line there where he's like, don't you get this is much more than a race. This is love versus hate. If love dies, hate wins. And he's like, we've got to win because the fate of the universe, not the world, nay, the universe, time and space is hanging in the balance as these two Volkswagens race this back road in California.
These witchcraftian bugs.
If this car wins, the legions of hell will spew forth from the earth. The Nazi regime will descend from their moon base. Life on earth as we know it will cease to be.
It's over.
That's that's verbatim.
Yeah, just word for word.
Word for word.
You can go watch it. Let us know if we got it wrong.
The dialogue that is written in this film.
Yeah, go watch it. You'll see.
But Horace charges Herbie, and Roddy takes one side, Hank takes the other side, and they push Herbie out of the way. Horace goes through and jumps off the dam.
Yeah, like off the cliff or a dam, whatever.
Into a hole.
It makes the hole.
He crashed in the ground. Yeah, it makes a hole. And he travels to hell.
Yeah, I mean, he gets down there and then it explodes, and there's like spiritual things coming out of the hole looking.
It's like, it's pretty grandiose.
Yeah.
He dies in epic fashion. Horace is dead.
I don't think, does anything happen to Simon? Well, yeah.
What would they got?
Yeah, because cops come. I don't know if you're in the room for that.
How much I'm in the room for that? What they arrest him for?
They arrest him for detonating illegal grenades, and driving a possessed car. Something like that.
What's the code for that? You gotta,
I don't know.
Driving an unregistered devil car.
Yes,
is the line they use.
Yeah, that's what it was.
and illegally dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they arrest Simon for that, and then they arrest Sidekick too. Like, well, it looks like you have some company, and then take them both away.
Yep. And the film ends with Hank and Alex. They're back together. They're in love. They ride off in the sunset. And Herbie.
And they was asking her because they're like shooting pictures for her magazine and everything. Mm-hmm. And like, what are you going to title this article? She's like, I was thinking The Love Bug. No, like is the name of the film.
Just like the name of the movie. Wow.
There's times where Disney's not very creative.
Is this movie based off her article? Is this a true story?
It might be a true story. We could look up the article later.
Might be. But there you have it. That was The Love Bug. Not even heard of it. Just The Love Bug. 1997.
The Love Bug. Wow. Oh, that's Love Boat song. Sorry.
Yeah, you're thinking of Love Boat.
I know.
Man, what a Valentine's Day this is shaped up to be. Let's go ahead and talk about let's unbox this delicious, delectable red heart-shaped box, and let's talk about the quality of Campbell.
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Life is like a box of chocolates.
It is.
You never know what you're going to get with a Bruce Campbell film.
That life is like a Bruce Campbell filmography. You never know what you're going to get. Are you getting quality Bruce? You got Groovy Bruce? You never know. But Herbie the Love Bug, Mike, Love Bug, 1997. What are your thoughts on it?
I still enjoy it. It's definitely that 90s feel of things. It's fun.
Definitely made for TV movie. I still enjoy it. I don't think I wouldn't put it on all the time like I used to as a kid. So this definitely appealed to my kid brain more than it does my adult brain. But I still enjoyed it. I don't know because it's all about the quality of Campbell, right? Right.
So
that's what we do here on this show.
Yeah, it's what we do here. For
2 years in, quality of Campbell. That's what we're doing.
It's been a ride. So if I had to look at Bruce's play, it's hard because I'm trying to think, could anyone else have done this role?
Well, according to you, this was wrote for Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what they did because this comedic thing.
Yeah,
but I'm not trusting that list right now because
Bruce is king.
They started talking about like the 67 or 68 version. I don't know. That list was all over the place. But I'm trying to think if who else at that time could have played this role. I'm trying to think of the stuff that Bruce Campbell brought to the role. It's not a bad Bruce. It's not groovy Bruce. So it has to be a groovy by default.
Yeah, we only have 2 ratings.
We only have the 2. So I say this is a groovy Bruce. I mean,
groovy Bruce.
It's not the asshole that we're used to see. Because sometimes Bruce is kind of an asshole. I mean, he was an asshole to Herbie a little bit. Kind of
asshole that little car, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the same kind of asshole that we expect Bruce to be, I guess, in that type of role. I don't know. I feel like he could have been better.
You want a little more Bruce asshole for your Valentine.
Yeah, I think he could have played like Simon better.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think he would have been a better Simon, and I think if they would have flipped those characters, made Simon be Hank and Hank be Simon instead, I think Bruce would have played a better evil guy in this film.
I don't know. Bruce, as far as villains go, I think he got it right when he did
Assault on
Dome 4. That's prime villain Bruce. I don't know if Simon Moore III would have been a good villain role. But
I always look for the douchey Bruce, and there wasn't enough douchey Bruce. It was kind of just a rude Bruce to a car, but the douchey Bruce that I like.
Yeah.
And I think he could have played. There could be a lot more quips and things from him as the Simon III character, I think.
Yeah. So you're going groovy?
I'll still go groovy though. Yeah,
okay.
Definitely. It wasn't a bad Bruce. He didn't ruin anything. He was still, I like seeing him as like not quite the ladies' man sort of thing, but like more of just like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. You explain it and I'll piggyback you.
Well, I don't know what you're going for, but as far as I go, I'm going to give this a groovy rating here because I liked Bruce in it. He's very entertaining. There's plenty of Bruce in it, which I always enjoyed. It's a very Bruce centric movie. I was worried that it was going to maybe like be Bruce just there and more focus on the car, but it's like you get just as much, if not more, of Bruce than Herbie in this. And I think he has a very good character arc of being just kind of like this. I mean, it's all fast and like it's underdeveloped, I would say, because it's a TV movie, which I have a very big soft spot for TV movies. I think it's been well established throughout my time podcasting, is I love these made for TV low budget flicks, and this is definitely what it was. The final race was very underwhelming, but Bruce, man, I thought he did great in this. I loved it. I'm not a Herbie fan, but I'm a Bruce fan. This satiated my ticked all the boxes what I look for when I'm watching a Bruce movie. I got the machismo, the charm, all that stuff. Got a couple little quips in there. It was good. It was good,
quips?
Bruce.
I don't remember his quips.
You got a couple of ones in there. Don't put me on the spot like that. It's my show.
Don't call me out on the show.
Don't call me out like that. This is Valentine's Day. That's what people love. But I'm gonna give it groovy. So I think is that classify. You know what that means? This is a certified groovy. Yeah. Last year for Valentine's Day,
you did Lunatics. Wasn't
me and Eric spent Valentine's Day watching Lunatics.
Nice.
And I spent Valentine's Day Eve with you watching Herbie. So now modern day reboot. Who's playing? Who's in this movie?
Modern day reboot?
Yeah.
Oh Lord, who would it be? Would it be like, what's his name? Zac Efron? I bet he would do it.
Zac Efron?
Yeah, I bet he would do it. Him and who would the girl be, I guess? Zac Efron and Scrooge. Bring Lindsay Lohan back. It's fine. That'd be rough.
Yeah. She's back now, right? Did she do I think she just did a Hallmark movie, a Christmas movie for Netflix. But,
nah, that's probably true.
But yeah, there you have it. Valentine's Day. The Love Bug. We did a Valentine's Day special this year.
Yeah, last minute.
Yeah, last minute. Me and you've been doing a lot of last minute shows. We've been hanging out a lot.
Yeah, hopefully you like last week's show, the last Kids on Earth.
Yeah, random show got canceled 5 years ago.
Tyler did not enjoy.
one episode of a show got canceled 5 years ago.
Was it 5 years ago?
I don't know. It was a while ago. did pretty good impression wise. So, but there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have a very happy Valentine's Day, whether you're spending it with your significant other or alone. You can spend it with us. Put this on replay all day. Listen to this and Lunatics back to back. Have yourself a nice little 3-hour date with the Call to Campbell crew. Or go on YouTube and watch The Love Bug.
It's free.
Or go on Tubi and watch Lunatics. Lunatics is now on Tubi in English. Breaking news right here. You heard it first from Call to Campbell. Also, we are giving away 2 tickets to the Pelham, Tennessee Bruce O Rama event. April 7th, Pelham, Tennessee, the Caverns. Now, you can win these tickets. We're doing the Deadites Day giveaway, or you can win these tickets by going to our Instagram at CultTalkNet. And we're looking for anything. You can post a picture of how much you love Bruce on your Instagram. Use the hashtag Deadites Day, or even you can find one of our
Deadites Day.
Deadites Day, yeah, Deadites Day. I'll have it posted on there. You'll see how to spell it. Or you can go to any of our posts about the event and leave a little comment telling us how much you love Bruce. And here, March 1st, we're going to make a decision and we will announce it from there. So this runs until the end of February. So
end of February.
Valentine's Day is running.
The event's in April. So
the event's in April. It gives you a whole month. This event is running all the way through February. So this February is Deadites month. So once you guys go, let us know how much you love Bruce Campbell and win yourself 2 general admission tickets to Bruce O Rama, April 7th, Pelham, Tennessee at the Caverns.
You will not get to see the Love Bug there, though.
No, the Love Bug will not be there. We go see Evil Dead 2, which is an equally as romantic movie. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
But ladies and gentlemen, I've been Ty.
I've been Michael.
And have yourself a very groovy Valentine's Day. And as always,
stay groovy.
Hail to the king, baby.
That's it? That's the best you got?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.